Greetings, I'm Bernard Hairston, Assistant Superintendent of Albemarle County Public Schools. It is my honor to welcome you to our school division. After 28 years as a building level and central office administrator, I do not hesitate to endorse this school division as a great place to teach. We have an involved community, supportive parents, and students who are eager to learn. We have repeatedly been recognized by Niche, a national education assessment organization, as one of the best practice school divisions to teach in Virginia and nationally. But like so many school divisions, we can do a better job of reaching to teach all students. Under the leadership of Superintendent Matt Haas, equity has become our tool for getting serious about closing achievement gaps. We are progressively building a sustainable model to interrupt our ability to predict who will be successful or not in our classrooms. For example, in 2015, we introduced what has evolved into an extremely effective, evidence-based, culturally responsive teaching certification model, a proven best practice for closing achievement gaps, one educator at a time. I personally define a best practice as a program that has been evaluated for 3 or more years against measurable metrics aligned to its intended purpose. This model has exceeded the criteria. Be sure to get involved. In 2016, an equity education policy was updated to ensure that measures of accountability for equity were embedded in our school board policy. A division equity table followed to move us beyond admiring the achievement gap problem to taking ownership in the disparities of achievement gaps by making these data more accessible. Once again, to hold ourselves accountable for doing a better job for all students. In 2017, we introduced a culturally responsive teaching micro-credential to better prepare our educators for the more rigorous culturally responsive teaching certification process. The micro-credential is classified as an emerging best practice for closing achievement gaps, one educator at a time. This should be your entry point into understanding our culturally responsive teaching model. In 2019, an equity policy checklist was implemented to vet all school board policies against equity and inclusion, another first in the state and maybe nationally. Also in 2019, our school board was bold and progressive by taking a step to approve the first anti-racism policy in the state and nationally, a policy designed to hold us accountable as practitioners of racism. These are a few examples to reinforce our seriousness in doing a better job of educating all students and to be transparent with you about intentions to place equity and race as priorities in this division. In addition, the value we are placing on you as major contributors to moving us forward in becoming an anti-racist school division. We factored your potential in our hiring decision. As Dr. Haas mentioned, you have the opportunity to be part of something special. This 2020 school year will set the foundation for our strategic attack on racism as a root cause to our achievement gaps. You will be part of another first. Every staff member will participate in a division-wide book study on Glenn Singleton's Courageous Conversations About Race. Your principal will participate in monthly training sessions throughout the school year and will host similar whole staff sessions at each school throughout the year. This is a part of our commitment to develop another best practice model because there are significant disparities between racial groups in student academic performance and participation in academic programs. These include disparities in graduation rates, gifted identification, course participation, special education identification, standardized test scores, and suspension rates. Here is a closing thought. While racism is deeply embedded in our school system, we can learn to identify our everyday principles and practices that maintain racism at all levels, and we can work collectively to remove them. Of course, to do that requires diligent, focused, and a sustained effort. That is the purpose of our anti-racism policy, equity mission statement, and this book study. You are important parts to the necessary paradigm shift. I will look forward to meeting each of you in the near future and supporting your work. And by the way, each administrator has committed to a motto for the school year. Be sure to ask them about their motto and why it was chosen. My motto is moving forward, not on my watch. Send me an email to hairston@k12albemarle.org if you'd like to share why. And I would not be mad if you adopt this as your motto as well. So go forth and make this a great school year. You are teachers. You are builders of our future. Let me know if I can be of assistance to you during this school year.